So that's where we've started, and playing with the idea of a very small owl. Owls go through an incredible process from the egg, where they begin imprinting. So inside the egg, they can hear normally their mother's call, and they'll be calling out from inside the egg. Then when they come out of the egg, their eyes are closed, but they can hear the sound of their mum, and they'll respond to that. And then eventually their eyes open, and wherever that sound was coming from normally, that's where they'll be looking to, and that will then become a visual imprint, and that will be their mother from then on. And then we've just introduced Wesley, the big barn owl, and I'm going to, I'll get Wesley out, because I think to explain the next bit, I'll need a little bit of help, so let me just do a little bit of space. Wesley! Come on, Wesley. So this is Wesley the barn owl, and perhaps I can just explain a few things about how we've approached making the puppet. I guess it starts with a little thought about what I was saying earlier, that most of the time a bird puppet doesn't serve much of a function in the play in terms of a main character. It's there to be part of the broader picture, perhaps. But Wesley's, of course, going to be a main character. And so normally, if a bird doesn't feature so heavily, you'll normally just have one puppeteer operating it. It would be uneconomical to have 3 people operating just one small puppet if you can get away with just one. But because Wesley was going to need to express and do so much, I looked at another approach to puppetry, which is called bunraku. It's a Japanese form of puppetry. It's quite popular here now. You'll find lots of shows with puppetry, and they'll say it's the bunraku style of puppetry. It's basically 3 puppeteers puppeteering 1 human, normally. If you go to Japan and you see bunraku puppetry, that's the approach they use. And it's a whole tradition of theatre. We're just taking one small idea from that, which is 3 puppeteers on 1 puppet. And so normally you have somebody on a head and a hand, somebody on the body and another hand, and somebody on the feet. And I thought, well, why not try that with a bird? And of course, one of the first things that you come across as a challenge is that you've got 3 puppeteers around a very small puppeteer. So they have to get very, very intimate with each other and become very close. Just keep that from them. And if I just talk you through, while he's having a play with that newspaper, I'll just talk you through how they're operating Wesley and what we've come up with. The first thing you can see is we've got the head, and the beak works. That's an important part of an owl. And the other thing you'll notice is the face's ability to sort of close up, to squash up, the eyes to close. It's a very distinct thing. If you look at pictures of barn owls, you'll see the way their faces close up and their eyes can close. So that was something that we wanted to include as a way of expressing what state he's in. Is he relaxed? Is he asleep? Is he feeling affectionate? And so on. So that's something that the puppeteers can play with. The next thing down we can see are the wings. Now again, if you've got one puppeteer controlling a puppet bird, quite often the wings will become quite simplified. They'll only fold in one place and then they'll flap from there. And we decided to try to create something that was more like the natural movement of a wing, the way it folds and unfolds. So you can see the beginnings of that here, which eventually will hide away under feathers or fabric. But at the moment you can see the way that's jointed. Now the other thing, as well as getting the wings to fold like a bird's wings, and to flap as well, because they need to fly, was something that was prompted by looking at how owls display aggressive or upset behaviour. So when they're not happy, if you threaten a barn owl, if you put it in a corner, if you approach its nest and it's uncomfortable, it will normally lower its head, it will tilt its wings and display them, it will rock side to side, and it behaves in a very unusual way. And that was something that we wanted to be able to capture. So if I were to make a slightly threatening sound, then perhaps, I don't know, but it is a puppet after all. So if I were to... So we can start to see the aggressive or defensive display of a barn owl there. So that was another thing that led us to, I'll just let them calm down for a bit, another thing that just led us to consider the tilt in the wings. And so that added another complexity to the mechanisms that the puppeteers are using to tilt those wings forward. But also you know that as a bird is flying, it will flap, and as it comes to slow, you'll sometimes see this backward movement in the wing. So again, being able to tilt those wings, to rotate them in this point here, was really important. And then if we go down to the knobbly little legs and claws, so we've got some quite straightforward claw mechanisms that are being developed there at the moment. The strange thing about barn owls, and normally with a bird, you can see the lower part of the leg sticking out with their little claws at the end. And actually, although it looks like a backward knee, it's actually just an extended foot. So the structure of a bird's leg is slightly different to ours. We've got toes in here. This is actually the ankle up here, although it looks like a backward knee. And the knee is actually further up. Quite often you can't see what's going on in the body, so you just see the little bit at the end. With the barn owl, they've got these beautiful long legs that go right up into their body. So that's what we've tried to capture there. I'm just going to see if I can get Wesley up onto my arm. Wesley. Come on. Okay, good. And I'll just bring him along the front a little bit if I can. Just so you can take a slightly closer look. So as I said earlier, we can see the mechanics of the puppet. At the moment, it's all on display. He's made of bits of feather, yes, but also plastizote and plastic and plywood and aluminium. Hello. Okay, we're all right. Okay, good. And I'm just going to take him on because we're going to just show you another little scene from the play. So let me just take him to the back here. Sam, if I can just get a... So the puppet's been through an incredible process of development. I've filled up tons of sketchbooks with terrible drawings that didn't work out, and then occasionally one that made sense. So the bulk of these drawings are things that didn't work. Where it really became very exciting was when we got to do a little bit of a test with the puppeteers, and it's been amazing working with the puppeteers we've got here. We've got four. We've got Sam, Will, Gareth, and Nick, who had been working with on Warhorse, so we already had a bit of a familiar language and experience working together with puppets. What's amazing about working with puppeteers with that level of experience is that if you develop a puppet and you've built something to work with, you'll very quickly work out whether it's badly built or whether they just need practice with it. And so quite often they'll say, no, that's something I can get that, just give me a bit more time and I'll practice that and I'll get it. Or, no, Jimmy, bit of a problem here, this doesn't really work. And so then I can go away and do some work on it. So it's been a real pleasure working with them on it. We're going to have a look now. I was saying earlier about the fact that Wesley has to just maintain a role just like any other actor in a play over a full-length play. I think the next scene is a chance for us to see him causing a little bit of havoc. Of course, looking after a barn owl at home, it's not recommended by anybody. I think even Stacey would probably be the first to say how difficult that can be. So here's a scene where we see Stacey trying to manage the fact that she's got to have a life with humans and with Wesley the owl.
I know exactly what we can see tonight.
Really?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah?
Yes, Jurassic Park's on tonight.
Will we make it?
Yes, we will.
You sure?
Of course we will. I think we've got time for another cup of tea as well. Do you want one?
Yeah, all right.
Oh, you'll have to you'll have to come with me.
How about I make it?
Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, no. Before I forget. Okay. So my wardrobe door has come off its track, and I did try earlier to put it back on, but I'm just a pathetic weakling. So basically, it needs just lifting from there to kind of hit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think to get it straight, it's going to take both of us. 2, 3, and that's it. And if you go to the left, no, the right.
No, I'm
I
going
mean,
to
the
go
right.
again.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my god!
Oh!
Are you alright?
Oh my God! Oh shit!
Let me see your
Oh
eyes.
shit!
No, let me see your eyes.
Is it bad?
Let me
Is
see
it bad? Tell me the truth, I can handle it.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. You've got scratches. It's fine. Wesley! Baby! It's okay. It's alright, baby. Don't worry. Don't worry. Thank you. Thank you for trying to protect me. What a hero!
Hero!
Yes, Norm, you'll be fine. Wesley, it's okay, my baby. It's okay. Thank you so much for trying to protect me.
Oh, so you're glad he attacked me then? Is that it?
For God's sake, of course I'm not Norm. But he's upset. Okay?
Yeah.
He thought you were trying to hurt me, so he's just got really upset about it, and I'm trying to calm him down.
Great,
Okay?
great, I get it. I get you care more about that owl than you do about me bleeding to death over here. You should be worried about me, not that damn bird.
Damned bird.
Yeah. This isn't funny. You're crazy. Look at you. I need to get out.